2 cm from Friday to this was now on Monday. Early Monday morning around 4 a.m. I was still 2 cm. From Friday to Sunday, I was 2 cm. So after the doctor had his duty had come to an end, so he, don't forget, he induced me for the first time, second time, and third time, and there was no progress. I was just on 1 cm throughout that Friday. I was in serious pain. In fact, I was actually the first person that came to that labor ward on that Friday, and 6 more people came and met me, and those 6 people delivered that same Friday into Saturday morning and left. I was still there on 1 cm dilation. What it means is that my body wasn't ready. It was just a forceful something. I was in pain. I was crying. I was screaming. My husband came and he couldn't get me in that pain. Plus the environment, the shouting, the doctor's attitude and everything. And my husband took me home. We signed. He took me home so I can have my bath at home and relax. And he could cuddle me, and because they didn't allow him to enter inside the labor room. So we they said he has to sign that he's taking me out. So he signed, and we packed my bags and we left. Don't forget, they kept checking me every, is it 4 hours or something? They kept checking me, and it was crazy. That was like one of the most painful experiences I've had. And that doctor who was on duty was doing it in a very forceful manner, no empathy, shouting, you know. The doctor just wants you to accept pain like that. Like he doesn't want you to show sign of pain, that pain, you are in pain. So I left that Friday. I slept in the house that Friday night. Was it Friday? No, I left on Saturday. On Saturday, yes, I left on Saturday. Sorry, not Friday. So the pain was just too much for me. Even while I was in the house, the woman kept rubbing my waist, trying to help me. Then the next day, we moved back to the hospital. And on getting there, they checked. I was still 1 cm dilated. By this time, there's a new doctor on duty by this time. And when he went through my folder, he was screaming, he was shouting that why would they induce me? Why would anybody induce somebody that still has 2 weeks to go? And from every indication, that waist pain was normal. It was just me contracting bit by bit, nature doing its thing. Everybody kept quiet. I was crying. The pain was too much. And the funny thing is that the doctor who induced me 3 good times didn't even tell me that there was no progress. He would just go check and say, go back to your bed. He would just go check and say, go back to your bed. So I didn't know that there was even no progress. I wouldn't have actually bear that kind of pain. So they said I had one more chance of induction. If I could get to 4 cm, they'll give me that hot drip. So I was contemplating, should they induce me again? The pain was too much for me. So they induced me for that doctor that was, that one is actually a calm doctor, calm, intelligent, well calculated. He was kind. He induced me again for the last time. So after inducing me, I went back to the bed, I laid down, and then after like 4 hours, they checked, and I was just 2 cm. After how many hours? I was just 2 cm. They kept monitoring me, checking my baby's heartbeat to show that baby is not in distress and all of that. So and that's what they are. They're looking at me like, this girl, just make up your mind and do what you have to do. I understood all those their facial expression. I understood it. And I spoke to my husband and said, this looks like it's going to end up in the theater, right? The money wasn't the problem. The issue is that I know how people who have been following me will attest to how I've carried this pregnancy healthily. I carried a very healthy pregnancy. I did everything I was supposed to do to avoid complications, even though I know these things can happen to anybody, right? So I, the doctor now said he wants to speak to my husband. He spoke to my husband. They said my cervix was very thick, it wasn't dilating. 2 cm from Friday to this was now on Monday. Early Monday morning around 4 a.m. I was still 2 cm. From Friday to Sunday, I was 2 cm. There was no progress, nothing. So he spoke to my husband and said the earlier the better. He should sign for cesarean section. My husband didn't want it, not because it's a bad thing to do, not money. I don't know. He just felt like would I come out of it, like that fear and everything. So my husband came out, called his people, called my people, and told them what was going on. My elder brother was worried about the hospital. He didn't trust our judgment on the hospital. He thought we were at one clinic like that. He didn't know we were actually in one of the best here, actually. Forget about what the staff are doing. The management is actually working so hard. I see what they do, right? So my dad was saying we should hold on, let him make calls. He wanted to confirm that we were actually in a very good hospital. So the pain was too much for me. I was supposed to, I called him on the phone. I said, let me go in and do this thing. Now I wanted to do it because one of the midwives, who is an Igbo woman, has already called me and told me that if I want to come out of this theater, good. I should allow this. I should make sure that this man doesn't go out of duty. That he's the best hands in that their ward as long as she's concerned. She has spent how many years in that place. That I should make sure that is this man that will carry out that C-section for me. He's a very good one, and I was convinced. I saw how he was treating patients, including me. I was convinced. I asked my husband to sign this thing. Let me go. My husband signed, and that was on Monday morning, 21st of April. On Monday morning, my husband signed, but I told him that I want to be awake while they are doing the surgery. So he said yes, that option is there, but it's for a higher fee. I said, well, that's no problem, that he will pay for it. My husband went and made payments, bought everything that needed to be bought, and I sat on the wheelchair. As I sat there, I looked at my husband and I'm like, we are too young for all the stress, right? But it's something that we have to do. Husband held me, we prayed. He actually the hospital was supposed to actually wheel me. Husband wheeled me to the theater by himself. Of course, they didn't allow him to enter. So when I got into the theater, my heart started panting because this is like the first time I'm ever having anything surgery in my life. The first time, right? But I was convinced I was going to be fine. So the procedure started. They did everything they're supposed to do, put my catheter, put everything, and gave me that injection that would numb me from here down. I wanted to be awake. I didn't want to sleep. I was awake all through. The surgery was as swift as possible. The doctor was as fast as possible. Where he took time was during the stitchings. Then they're trying to close me up back. He told me, I was awake. He told me that, see, you're a young girl. I want you to come out of this whole phase of your life looking beautiful. Your stomach will be looking. So allow me. I'll take my time to stitch you up, so as you can enjoy your body after now. I said, okay, take your time. And he did everything. And then when they were done, of course, they had shown my husband my child. Okay, I was crying in the theater when my child came out. I was seriously crying. I don't know. I was emotional. Even though I was still scared for my levels, at the point I was feeling like I was going to pass out, kind of. I was losing strength. I don't know what that was, but there was a woman beside me that kept on talking to me, telling me to engage in a talk with her and all of that. So we were just talking when they were doing what they were doing. So when they were done, they rolled me back to the um, postnatal. I don't know what the postnatal is. It postnatal, yeah, postnatal ward. Before we could even finish up from theater, my family members have already arrived. So I came out of the surgery room. They with me there. I was still feeling numb. I took my phone. I texted my people and told them I was out of the theater. No, I didn't text them. My husband texted them. My husband was my phone, right? So they started to take care of me medically, trying to put up drip and all that. So by then my brothers have already come. They met me at the ward, and then when they that numbness started going away from my body, the real pain came. I didn't want to see my child. When the pain came, for like 2 days, I didn't know what my child looked like. Like, I know he was lying down somewhere, but I didn't have interest to see him because the pain. I didn't have interest. The pain was too much for me. The pain that came when that numbness left was too much for me. They gave me pain relief, but I was scared to sleep off. That immediately after that surgery, they gave me pain relief, but I was pressing my phone so that I was scared of. I was thinking if I sleep off, I'm gonna die. I was thinking if I'm sleep off, I'm going to go from there. That's what I was thinking. So I didn't allow that pain relief to actually hold me. It was just doing me, all those stuff. I kept on struggling with it. I don't know, I'm scared. I don't want to pass out from here. I feel like if I allow this pain relief to work, I'm going to pass out. Even though I was done with the surgery, but I was still scared of the post-surgery. I was scared. I don't know why that was happening to me. Then the cold, there was this cold that held me. I was shaking. Hey, my mom was scared when I was shaking. Like the cold was like from nowhere. But then, it is what it is. So the pain, the CS pain is something that I don't want to talk about it. It's traumatizing. I could not stand up from the bed. Even if I managed to stand up, I cannot sit down back. I cannot do anything. But that was it. My CS wasn't supposed to be. It was a doctor that put me to it. He knew that my body wasn't ready, and he still, because of his own selfish interest and whatever it is that he's selling, he induced me. Even when it was written, do not, like there was no need for that. Oh, in everything, I thank God I'm safe. My child is safe. I know a lot of people will be surprised how I'm like this just 2 weeks after C-section. Me too, I don't know. The honest truth is that I just didn't want this thing to keep haunting me. I just didn't want to keep remembering the fact that somebody, a human being, put me through this pain. Both C-section and the other one, they are all painful, but CS pain is something that I can't explain it. I cannot begin to explain it. I can't. The pain lasted for, okay, imagine I was in pain and my child was in the nursery. I was running around carrying that pain to go and feed my child, check on my child. It was something else. It was something else. It was so crazy. I endured so much pain to attend to my child at the nursery. My eye was turning. I was gasping. I couldn't breathe well, God. But in all of this, my husband later complained to there's a priest in charge, the admin there is the Catholic priest. My husband has also already told him what's transpired, and he has told him that we are going to file an official case against that doctor, and if possible, I don't know, we will do what we have to do to protect me and to also make that doctor know that you can't just mess with people anyhow, right? So I'm still healing from the whole C-section experience and all of that. So yeah, I had my child via C-section, and thank God for my life, thank God for my child's life, and thank God for my supportive husband. He has really been, my husband was always at the hospital, like each time we need him, he's there. He's always there to go to the nursery to feed the baby. If I'm too weak to go to the nursery, he will go and feed the child. I'll just pump out my breast milk, he'll go and feed the child. If there's anything to go and buy medications, he will go to the pharmacy, he will buy, go to the bank, he will pay for this, pay for that, he will go to the house, he will bring hot water. It was just a lot for us, and there was no way that we could go around this without God. I mean, well, here we are. I'm cute, my son is cute, we're healthy, and that's what matters. But doctors can actually do better. Nigerian doctors can actually do better. It's not a good thing to just do things to people thinking that they're not going to react to you. You can always go scot-free from some of those things that you do. See, many of your clients are lawyers, many of your clients are barristers or are judges. You wouldn't know who will take you up. Like me now, I'm taking my own up, even though I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a barrister. I'm going to use everything legal within me to take him up. That was the day I saw him at the postnatal ward when he came to check on one of his patients. I saw him. I didn't know his name. Until I saw him, I went to go and ask for his name. That was how I knew his name. And his name keeps ringing in my head. In fact, I'm not even traumatized again. Don't traumatize me is when that doctor's name comes to my head, I feel this anger in me. There's this anger that I feel inside of me. I feel like hurting him. I feel like doing something bad, something terrible to him. But it is what it is. So that was my experience. And I pray that I don't encounter such doctor again in my life. I don't even think I'm telling this story how I'm supposed to tell the story. It's like I'm cutting out some things that happen. Like I'm not even saying it the way I'm supposed to say it. So that is it. You're shocked. You did C-section and 2 weeks you're bouncing like this, you're doing this. This is just my own way of healing. Looking fine is my own way of healing. I don't want to look anyhow and be in that sober mood of what somebody put me to, kind of pain somebody put me through, the doctor put me through. So each time you see me come up here, do all this, clean my house, do this, I feel so energized each time I look good. I forget about some things that has happened to me. So that is it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for engaging. I would like you to also share this link to people. You know, I still have a lot coming in here. I have a lot of stories to share. Everything you need to know, I'm going to say it. Thank you for engaging.